Okay, well, anyway, this would be the moment I'd have to be a little quieter, keep my voice down, because we probably got people upstairs sleeping. So it's just kind of a moment I decided I'd come on and do a little work where, you see these angels, how we did them the last time. Decide this time around I'm going to start to carve into them and maybe start out with this type of big gouge here and maybe use it to kind of go between the wings a little bit, make the little lines to go in between the wings. And so it's just kind of where we take little things as we go. And this little area, it's so big that we kind of have to gouge in a little more just to kind of remove a little more wood and get deeper in to the little figure as we speak and as we go, and kind of work along that little area we have and see how we make it. I tell you, I probably don't have a moment to look for any gouge that's any bigger, that has a little V in it, but we've got the container right here below us, so I think I might be able to find one down here somewhere, and probably got one around. I'd say it's down here somewhere, but we've got one that looks like it could do. And not sure how sharp it is, whether it's even sharp enough to be worked with. There's a certain type of work that I'd be a little more accustomed to doing with this gouge, but it's just kind of the thing where they say it can remove a little more wood, and think we're going to have to use the knife to kind of take out a little bit more of the rest. Perhaps put on the thumb protector to do the knife work. So we got that to come in place here. We got to use that to kind of get the little work down in its little self and put the things where we see that this little bit of working time is just making it so it's going to be a good little thing to take us down, show us little mercies of grace. I say put a little time and effort into what we have and do, and then kind of see how this shall come along to make it so it's going to come down, and I say work little ways to make it so we see a good little angel come out, and see how we do to make the wings. So this thumb guard isn't staying on, so having to pull that out a little bit. I think we're going to take the same gouge and try to work our way along this one as well. Probably try to do it in little bits at a time, just to try to make sure we get it straight and the way it's supposed to be, I say, and kind of work along make little times where this little kind of good little work, I say, we have little times of moments when we get a little bit of this in, see how this is just working for us to make us all see the better in what we have and do. We know that sometimes in life there were little angels that showed up in the books, and like Michael in Revelation, and Gabriel was an angel who showed up in many places both in the Old and New Testament. Even Muhammad claimed to have seen the angel Gabriel and had the angel Gabriel tell him to write the Quran. And so we kind of got the work we do about this way to see how that it's just kind of where we make the work show up for good and better. And then I say kind of come along here, cut a little place out to make the tops of the wings up at the top of the head, and go along where we see a little place at the top of the head come in where we put the wings into work and make blessed little angels come out of little ways of timing and working, and things that have overjoyed us, I say. I tell y'all that this is just kind of among the things where we see critters that are invisible to us, stronger than us, but that's kind of how angels and demons are. And we know that this was the place where when Jesus came to earth, that's where God became a man. Kind of try to get a little work where we take the thing and see how it's just the wings that matter the most. Brought my coffee over here but forgot to bring any water, so it's kind of how that works today. I'd say that there's going to come a place where we make this line up at the top of the brow, up at the top of the forehead, where we're going to make a little separation for just a little bit of what's at the head of the angel, perhaps a little thing that kind of could shine in the place of a halo or something like that. So this is just kind of working along to where we see little times in life that we look up to the sky, and I tell y'all that this is just my little character of a work here. I'd say that as for that little gouge we have, it's probably here, and so use it to kind of make this little cut here. I kind of have to learn to keep my hand out of the way of the gouge. Even if you are wearing a glove, sometimes you kind of have to keep your hand free from the direction of the blade, because gloves do not protect you 100% for sure. and kind of got these areas around the head done here, and kind of got another little line to make to go along the area between the body and the wing, and see how the angel shall make its way to work in all kinds of mysteries and all kinds of things we see, and how this is just one of those little works that marks the world of all things, for these are the creatures that kind of shine to us and make us see brighter images for brighter days. And I'd say Gouge kind of did a little bit of the best of the work, but kind of take a knife along and smooth out a little more, remove a little more from the edges and sides to make it so the good little angel can be a good creature to us, and see how it's gonna turn out to where we kind of got a good little character to come this way, I say. And then I think we're going to go ahead and take these little lines here with the knife. That might be the easiest way to go here. That gouge is really not all that sharp like it should be, so come around here, take care of these little lines. I know people who talk about how up in the mountains they carve entirely with gouges, but one person who told me about that told me that he was a little bit more comfortable with a knife because it's what he started out with. There's a lot of things where would be nice to kind of try to make living off of your work, but do think I'm going to take on these same little lines with this other little angel here, kind of get where we get things out and put little things to work. And I say that this is just kind of the way that this little angel works about us. And I tell y'all that as for all the work we have in our lives and in our hands that we do, this is just the type of thing that makes its way to us and about us. Good use of tools, I say. And so kind of just demonstrated how to carve entirely with a knife. You can kind of cut little V's into things, take the knife this way and then take it this way to make a little cut. And like how it was, you know, when I first started carving, saw these guys in there who were carving so fast and tried to carve fast just like them, and was kind of told by one of the carvers that these guys you see in here carving so fast, they had been carving for 10 or 15 years, so they knew what they were doing. And kind of like how even by now I've probably carved so much of my life that I'm at the point where I know what I'm doing. So I say little places where we get the little hands out in the word. I tell y'all that we got little places where we got a little fold of the hands to kind of carve a line out underneath. And likewise with this one here, we're going to work our ways about this, make it so we're going to motion everyone to know that there's a God who stands up high and watches down in love, and even these days I feel like he kind of watches over my hands as I carve. Kind of makes it so that I don't really injure myself while I do it. We finally got these little steps out, these little lines done. Got a couple more to make out these hands underneath. The part about the face will be done in another video sometime in the future, but I'd say that we're getting about to where we've taken a lot of time on this video and just got these last few lines to carve out of this one, and then we'll be done. So kind of make it so we put the lines out here, put the lines out in the hands and below the arms and the elbows and things, and finally just put it to where we kind of reach up and trim out the hands a little bit, make it so the angel is going to be on higher ground as of all things, and this is how it finally comes out. So I just want to say here that if there's any of you all who haven't yet subscribed to this channel, and if it interests you to do so, would appreciate if you would like to get more subscribers on here so I can kind of reach out to many more with my work and do a little more stuff that you might need more subscribers to do. And just wanted to say that appreciate you all coming on here to see my work. Thank you for watching, and take care and be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.